Hello, divine beings. Thank you for tuning in. This is reguarding, and I just wanted to say thank you for being present with me. These times are very difficult, and I just wanted to shed some light on what situations we might be finding ourselves in, what the energy is, what things we need to look at to help clear any blockage and things of that nature that might be coming up, and just any messages that your guides, the ancestors, the angels might want to give to you. So I did this spread, and we're going to address these cards individually. So this first card we see here is attachment, and you see in the card a young woman who's tethered, chained to this pole, and she has this mask that she's holding up into the light. And when this card comes into your existence, your knowledge, you're being asked to look forward. Your passage forward is being stopped by strong attachment to old patterns and people from the past. The chain at your wrist is bolted to fear from the past or desperation about the future. The stuff that's keeping you stuck could be physical addictions, emotional patterns, or even old relationships. You have to ask yourself, are you living in fear, addicted to old, unhealthy habits? Or are you so desperate about the future that you cannot be happy now because you're too worried and in needing and wanting that which is in front of you? And if so, the chains that bind you could be and very possibly are of your own making. This card's telling you that it's time to take action. You need to break out of your chains and move forward to an open, free, healthy, and authentically happy life. It may take some courage and effort to let go, but know that you are capable of doing it. And until you do, the difficult energy will just keep repeating itself, keeping you stuck. So you need to really look at your your relationships from the past. What's not serving you about that? Are they supporting you? Does it make you happy? What are your needs? What habits are you needing to let go of? What are you addicted to? What old patterns that people have projected onto you are not your own, and you know in your soul what that is. What irritants keep coming up in your life? What people keep irritating you? Maybe the way you react? We need to look at all of that and just let it go and give it up to God and begin to heal that within yourself. Keep in mind that these old things that you've outgrown them, you've grown. You don't need to hold on to those attached memories anymore because you are someone totally different. Remember, these are just a facade. It's now time to look forwards and see who you really truly are. You don't need that mask on anymore. And remember to be gentle with yourself because these past situations, people's ideas, belief, whatever they are, they taught you something. But now it's time to remove the old facade, the old mask, and really look and see who you really are now. And here is an affirmation to help you. I release attachment and choose peace. I'm strong, free, and able to choose what honors me. This next card goes hand in hand with the card we just got through talking about because it's the card of illumination. Intuition, the ability to receive insight from your soul's point of view. You have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. This card also indicates a significant blossoming of psychic ability and mediumship. It could be on a professional level or just for your own personal knowing. You are being blessed with this ability to connect with your higher self, the higher sources of wisdom, other spiritual entities, be they archangels, sentient beings, ascended masters, just that of the angelic world, or maybe even ancestors passed on. But the main thing here is you're being called to go and within, connect and illuminate that around you. See what your truth is, your higher self. Get the answers to the questions that you have. You have this ability, it comes from within. There is no mistakes. The time is now, especially in the times that we are. We're being, we're in this place of having to be still and not be out and about. So use this time to reflect and illuminate, shed light on your situation. And here is a good affirmation for that. I have a strong intuitive voice. I receive freely guidance, and I understand and I trust the messages I receive. And here in this next card, we have a woman holding a heart, and it is reversed, and it indicates a state of being emotionally overwhelmed, and you may feel as though your love life is turned upside down. It could also refer to some difficulty with family members or friends. It is a time to let go and resolve things now. And you're being asked to, is someone who is bringing you negative emotional influences to your life, those are the ones we especially have to let go of. So once again, these are things we're being asked to look at. Someone might be, if they're jealous and they have a lot of resentment, or maybe they're just manipulating you overtly or maybe on a subtle level, but it's telling you don't take things personally, don't get upset, but endeavor to bring great clarity and calm self-empowerment to the situation right now by just becoming aware of it and going, no, I don't need this in my life anymore. I don't want this in my life, and just make amends and peace with it. All by gently releasing, forgiving, and just letting go and moving on and holding your boundaries up and saying, I don't want this in my life anymore. And always remember to bring a loving, heartfelt energy to yourself. And here's the affirmation that goes with this. I am emotionally calm and peaceful, and I attract healthy and stable people to me. Here we have the card Rescue, and it says, you are always safe and secure and free to be yourself. Asking for help isn't easy for many. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask, and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from Spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine, and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. And that is so important to remember. You have to ask for help. The divine wants to help you, but you have free will. That's why it's important that you ask for the help. And in asking for the help, you're saying here, I'm giving this over to you. I am relinquishing my free will and asking for the good of my higher self and the good of all. And then just allow it to happen and trust. These are so important, especially in these day and age. Once you've asked for this, just watch and allow it to unfold in your life. You'll be amazed the people that come in to help you. And just like I said, trust and allow. It's all God's timing, the divine timing. He knows better of what we need than we do. And it's not until we tap into our inner self, our higher self, and connect with the divine, that we begin to know what's right for us. The other thing that's important to understand is that we came into this world connected to another human being, our mother, through the umbilical cord. So we did not come in it alone. So that is why community and asking one another for help is so important. We need one another, especially in these times. Now, this next card we see here is the Storm Fields. And it says, "This too shall pass." Things that you've left unattended may be the cause of some conflict. Pent up energy needs release. Just as a storm in nature must break, for these events occur when the electricity between opposing forces stir things up and creates temporary disorder. And the key here is temporary disorder. So we have to keep that in mind, especially right now. And remember that not all storms are destructive. And as I said, not all storms are destructive. Rather, they serve nature by bringing rain to the ground and the wind to the trees, enabling seeds to be wisely distributed and continuous growth to be ensured. Just remember that whatever is being stirred up inside you, or between you and another, or the whole world by this case, in this case, will benefit you later. The sun will shine again and new growth will be observed. Don't be afraid to shake things up a little bit, or don't be afraid when they're being shaked up a little bit. This is just part of human nature and the way of the world right now. It is so hard right now to say what this current storm we find ourselves in is all about. But rest assured, it is about something. We're being asked right now to be by ourselves, still ourselves. Time to reflect. Use that time wisely. And oftentimes when we're being made to be still, it's because we're being so busy in our life. We're neglecting some part of ourselves and definitely humanity. And, you owe it to yourself just to quiet and still yourself and just ask for the answers. What is within me? What do you truly want in your life? What are you wanting to create? What is the new way that's going to come and be your new life after this storm? And then make it happen. What do you want your new way of being to look like? And then put your intentions out that. What do you want the new way of being in this world? And put the intentions out there. Thought is very powerful. So here, our next card is the Four of Pentacles. And this appears when you're reevaluating what's important to you, especially when it comes to money and wealth. You may have placed too much value on material possessions and have now come to realize that money and things won't make you happy. Only love will make you happy, and that means self-love. As a result, you may be losing your grip on the need to surround yourself with things in favor of seeking out more love and happiness in your life. Instead, you might be compelled to declutter your home or apartment for a minimalist lifestyle. Money is no longer your number one priority, and you are redefining your relationship with material possessions and money. I think it's important in this time and age we also look at that, is your quest, your love for money turned to greed? Do you want more, more, more? But at what cost? In the quest to earn more money, you may be working longer hours and neglecting yourself and your loved ones. Or if you have your own business, you may be pushing sales harder to generate more profits, but at what expense of your customers' well-being and those people who are working for you? Look at the overall equation of cost versus benefit and assess whether your quest for more is really bringing you happiness, the happiness that you truly desire. And then the other thing is that when the Four Pentacles appear in a tarot card reading, you are in a a place of self-protection mode, which a lot of us are. You have a strong desire for security, stability, and certainly you are doing everything within your power to create a stable environment for yourself and your loved ones. Even when your outer world seems chaotic and in constant state of change, you can create more certainty for yourself, controlling your inner environment. You might find tidying your house or organizing your things to be calming and relaxing under these circumstances. So this is where we're at in this day and age. So here in this next card, we see the world. And the world card signifies an ending to a long period of hard work and just trials and tribulations, but it's the completion, and you have the world at your hand right now. All of the efforts that you have been putting in place are starting to pay off. You have completed a major milestone in your life, and you have built the resilience to withstand challenges. The world may indicate completion of a long-term project, study, or any other major event in your life. To encounter the world in your card is to encounter a great unity and wholeness. It symbolizes the moment when the inner and outer world, self and other, become a single entity. This is called enlightenment. You might know it as nirvana. But at any rate, you've completed a cycle, and you now time to just reap the rewards, bask in the glory, be thankful for what you've been given and this opportunity, and you've weathered the storm. So that's what lies ahead of you, is the world. Everything is coming together and has come together when you draw this card. It's telling you in the future that, what you've completed is coming to an end, and everything is coming together, and you are in the right place, doing the right thing, achieving what you have envisioned. You feel whole and complete. You're being asked to reflect on your journey, honor your achievements, and tune into your spiritual lessons. Celebrate your success and bask in the joy of having brought your goals to fruition. All the trumpets and tribulations along your path have made you into the strong, wise, more experienced person you are now. Express gratitude for what you have created and harvested. Finally, make sure you don't rush into the next big project. Celebrating your journey will set you up for success when you are ready for your next challenge. As any cycle ends, another begins, and you will begin to move forward into the next phase. And we are moving into that next phase. Once the storm blows over, we will have been completed that old phase, and this is what the future is looking like for us all, the success of the world. And it's saying then we can rejoice and celebrate, and then just regroup and move forward. And we see here with this next card, the Knight of Cups, and he is on a horse riding forward with his cup in hand. So in this next card, we have the Knight of Cups, and this is what's before you. It's coming up for you because he's facing forward, and he's not charging along with his horse. Instead, he's moving slowly forward, which provides the entire setting of an overall impression of peace and calmness. The horse is known to represent one's drive, energy, and power, and the color of the horse is white, which is significant. It symbolizes of spirituality, light, and purity. He is in touch with his emotions and his intuition, and he uses them for his own well-being. He has dreamed about what it is he wants to create, and now is moving forward with this dream to make it a reality. And this is what we're being called to do right now. We're looking at and readjusting our dream, and at the end of all this, we're going to be moving forward. Be open to exploring your passions and your big ideas. You might find yourself drawn to a particular passion or hobby, and now is the time to turn it into something that will make you money. While you are in no hurry to reach the finish line, keep in mind that true imagination feeds on action. If you do nothing with your dreams, they will remain just that, dreams and not reality. Our knight is on a mission, be it humanitarianism, romance, altruism, compassion, or beauty. If you have a vision of harmony and are ready to bring it into reality, you will be led by your heart and want to see peace for everyone involved. When it comes to making decisions, the Knight of Cups, is ruled by his emotions and his heart. When this card appears in your reading, you are being called upon to make a decision based on how you feel in your heart and not in your head. This is important because it is from that place within our heart that we connect with our soul and our intuition and our higher self, and it knows what's best for us, not our mind. Our mind is overthinking everything. So you must get out of your head, get out of your own way, and lead with your heart and your soul. Others may not understand it. That's okay. Follow your intuition, your heart, and your soul always. And that is exactly what we see the Knight of Cups doing, following his heart with his cup in his hand, going forward. So I also drew 2 runes after I did the tarot cards to kind of sum up what energy we are in and where we're going to. And the first one is stand still. You may be powerless to do anything except for submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long cherished desires. Be patient, for this is a period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. And we saw with the Knight of Cups, he's going forward into rebirth. But you may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. It's because of old, outdated habits. Seek to discover what it is you're holding onto that keeps this condition in effect. That which is no longer serving you, and let it go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. And this has been a theme again throughout the whole reading. So we're being asked to do this in this time. And there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still, for what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habit, but of the conditions of the time against which you can do nothing. What you must realize, what has been full must be emptied. In other words, you have to empty out the vessel to allow more room and space. And it goes on to say, in your isolation, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seeds of the new is presented in the shell of the old. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is presented in the shell of the old. The seed of unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. So spring will come after all this. Which brings us to the next rune, and that is the rune of joy and light. This rune is a fruit-bearing branch. It is saying that the worst is ended and you have come to yourself in some regard. And now you can freely receive your blessings, whether they be in material gains, in your emotional life, or in a heightened sense of your own well-being. Now you can rejoice, having been carried across the gap by the will of heaven. Excuse me. Joyous Joyousness accompanies new energy. Energy blocked before now. Light pierces the clouds and touches the waters just as something lovely emerges from the depths. The soul is illuminated from within at the meeting place of heaven and earth, the meeting of the waters. There is a new clarity which may call for you to renounce existing plans, ambitions, goals. It is proper and timely that you should submit, for this is a ruin of restoration of the self properly aligned to the self. What a wonderful reading and of these ruins and messages, because it's so appropriate for everything that's just been said before in this reading. So these last three cards, I asked for special guidance, just special messages that Spirit wanted to share with us from the angels. Two of these cards are from the angels, and then the last one is from the animal spirits. And so the energy the first came out is the one from the Angel Therapy deck, and it's called Books. So next I asked the angels specifically what are the blessings and gifts they want to tell us about right now. And as you see, this one is the book, and it says your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritual based books. You have a deep affinity for sacred and spiritual books. This card affirms that you'd be fulfilled by taking your love of books to the next level. This card also means that the answers to your questions is within books. So pay attention to titles that are recommended to you or books that mysteriously fall from the shelves as they contain guidance for you. This card is a call for you to take definite actions towards your book-related dreams. Whatever you desire to write, whether you desire to write a book, open a bookstore, or read more, take the next step without delay. The angels are assisting you with this endeavor, as you'll read below. So to get further guidance from this, you're being asked to call on Archangel Gabriel, who is the messenger angel who helps writers, teachers, and others involved in delivering spiritual messages, either silently or say out loud. Archangel Gabriel, I call upon you now. Please help me increase my courage and confidence to move forward with my book-related desires. And you can tell Gabriel about your dreams related to your books right now. And then thank him. Thank you for motivating and organizing me so that I spend time every day devoted to my heart's true desire, allowing my dreams to be manifest in a divinely perfect way without delay. And then the last message from the angels is about mediumship. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. This card is a sign that you're connected to one or more loved ones in heaven. The angels ask you to trust your feelings, thoughts, and visions about these spiritual connections because they are real. You may be called upon to conduct mediumship for others, either in private practice or in public. Trust this calling, as it is a noble mission that helps thousands of people on both sides of the spiritual veil. The angels know who is working from integrity and pure motivation, and they call such mediums into service, and they provide you with support, guidance, and protection along the way. So there's no need to fear it. Embrace it. And they are wanting you to do this. In a quiet room where you won't be interrupted, use paper and pen to have a conversation with a departed loved one. first call upon Archangel Michael to oversee the exchange, since he is the angel of protection who will ensure that you are talking to your intended person. Next, write to your loved one as if you were having a conversation. Write down their end of the conversation, which will come to you as physical or mental impressions combined with visions and or words that you hear within your inner ear. Remember to call upon Archangel Michael for any assistance you may need. At the end of the conversation, be sure to thank the person and Archangel Michael for the experience. So again, mediumship. That we heard that before. You're being called into mediumship to connect with your higher self and get wisdoms and just be open to the gift of mediumship. And this very well might be a good time to do this while you're having to be quiet. You can sit down and focus and do this. But remember, you've got to ask Archangel Michael to assist you and to protect you while you're in contact with the other side. And ask them for valuable information and messages to you or others. But that's how you practice. And just keep practicing it and it'll come, and trust what you're hearing it. So this last card, I called upon the animal spirits to give us a message. And the animal spirit that came forward is the possum. And keep in mind that possum loves to play dead. So in this upside down reversed position, possum is warning you against getting caught in the high drama of your life's present scenario. You may be buying into melodrama in yourself or others. If so, you might as well play dead if you are justifying what you are doing with a tragic victim role or routine. Take a look at the possibility that you may have recently been giving excuses for why you don't want to do something instead of telling the truth. In fearing to hurt someone's feelings, you may have trapped yourself in a justification pattern, such as, oh, I can't do this, I'm too sick, or blah, 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 I'm too poor, or blah, 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 I'm watching my weight, or blah, 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 I'm too short, or blah, 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 I'm too tall, too sad, too busy, too tired, etc. You get the point. And having to defend yourself with excuses, you may have lost the point, which is you don't have to defend your right to be who you are. The exercise is in learning to politely say that something would not be appropriate for you at this time. That's all. You owe no one an excuse. Learn to imitate possum and play dead, in the sense that the best strategy is no defense. In assuming the viewpoint of no defense, you have chosen the right to be who and what you are with no games involved. The proper use of diversion is to know when you do not need to use diversion at all. You owe no one an excuse for how you feel or what you choose to experience. And I think that's really, really important, because how many times have we not wanted to hurt somebody's feelings, so we just make up a little white lie instead of saying, well, no, that's not really for me. So be honest with yourself and others. So this is a good place to just rehash, look at what this reading has been about. It's all about self. It's about the times we find ourselves in right here and now. And what we're being asked to do in this time is to release the attachments, and face, take off the mask and unchain yourself from those outdated beliefs, people, places, things. We had the Four of Cups about money and holding on too tight for that, and like the jobs that you were doing, working that 9 to 5, or just like continually working, a workaholic for the sake of money and getting ahead, but are you enjoying quality time with your friends, your family, your loved ones, yourself? And, just illuminating those areas in your life, calling upon, the goddess of the moon to help you illuminate and get in touch with your inner self, that divine connection with self, of intuition. That's what the moon is all about, is, trusting your intuition, relying on your inner guidance more, not, don't ignore it any longer. We've been ignoring, that which we need to shed light on, that things that we need to change. What we resist the most is what we really need to change. You really owe it to yourself and to others. But, I think the most important thing here is, and it goes back to this other, mask. When we tell this lie about our feelings, we're denying who we are. We're putting on this mask for somebody else to please them. And that's not what life is about. Life is knowing your truth and standing in it and having the courage and the faith and just trust and be who you are. Stop trying to please others, You have to make yourself happy before you can allow someone else to love you. And, we make a lot of poor choices in people that we allow into our lives, but it's okay because it's for a reason. We're learning about ourselves. But when you keep drawing the same people over and over, the same kinds of people, and you're not getting the lesson, it's time to wake up. And when you do that, it's time to take action to let go of people who are not supporting in you, in your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, your desires. Looking back, shedding light on those things that you really desire and getting to know you, getting to love you enough to say, yeah, I want this, and I want someone who can support me in this. And you have to allow people to be supportive of you. You have to allow God, the divine source, the universe, creator, all that is, the angels, the archangels, the ascended masters, sentient beings, your ancestors, to help you. They're waiting there. They are on the other side. Trust me. They're, and they are just waiting for you to ask for help. And, drop your fears. Just because you need help doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're allowing other people to help show you the way, and especially the divine guidance, because the divine knows better than you. It's all about the divine plan. Ask for help and allow it. In that way, you'll get through this storm, because out of the storm comes something new. It's not always about the destruction. It's about what comes afterwards, rebuilding. Maybe it had to be shaken up and the storm had to come, and because the foundation of our life wasn't very strong, and we really need to rebuild and create a new community of coming together and helping one another. We get back to that helping, allowing, others to help us and the divine to help us, that, and when we do that, we, we'll complete the cycle, and we'll give birth to something new and beautiful. The world is at our feet. And once, you end one stage, a cycle, which we're doing right now in this time, then it's time to start anew. And it's going to be much more magical. The Knight of Cups showed up, and he's moving forward. He's got his cups, and, he's looking forward, keeping his eye on the prize. And, we just have to keep moving forward, and we have to listen, what you're being called to do. You know it. Here it's telling you to get some your information from books, your guidance from books, but you might be a writer. Start writing about your experiences and help others to learn. You could be just editing or, selling spiritually based books, whatever your part is in that. There was a message from the angels about a gift of your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritual based books. Pay attention to these messages. The other gift was mediumship. You have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones, but that it's not just loved ones, it's other ascended beings and the divine and angels, and other people need this help because they aren't open and hearing the gifts, but you're ready and it's time. But you're ready. Just drop your fear. Take off the mask. Be who you truly are. You are really needed here on this earth at this time for the purposes that you know in your heart you are meant to do. And we're coming through the standstill, of where we've had to go enter, and the universe, the world, gave us this virus to make us do that, amongst other things. And don't be in fear. Just drop the fear and be authentically you, and do not be afraid to show people who you are. Trust me, they respect you much more when you show them your authentic self. Quit hiding from the world. Eventually, the mask will fall off or be taken off by you or somebody else. But, and what will result in after the standstill is joy and light. We're bringing that in. We're ushering in a time where we're being more compassionate with one another. We're loving one another. We're caring. We're nurturing for one another. And, it's like the possum is telling us, quit pretending and making excuses for who you are. Be divinely and truly you. Namaste, alhamdulillah, aho. Aho, alhamdulillah, hallelujah, God bless, mahalo. Many blessings to you and your family. If you need help, remember I am always here for you. You can reach out to me through any of the links listed below. I am a holistic health, wellness, spiritual, physical practitioner. I do live coaching, I do readings, and I do healing sessions. You can check out all about me down below as well. And thank you for tuning in. There's no mistakes in the universe. You found this for a reason. There is some message in here for you.